Spoken to so many people who have made flexible working requests, had them denied, and felt like there was nothing that they could do about it. So what I'm going to do today is show you a real life case where someone took her employer to tribunal for denying her flexible working request and won £66,000, and I'll show you exactly how she did it. Well, on the face of it, your right to request flexible working isn't a very powerful one because the employer can say no for any number of reasons, and they regularly do. However, they do have to legitimately consider the flexible working request, and that's where things can fall down. And in this case, a woman successfully won against her employer when they outright refused her flexible working request and refused to basically even give it a shot. So let's look at the specifics of how this worked. Key paragraph is 7.1.3 here. You can see that the tribunal said, we don't think that you ever really gave flexible working a shot here, and it sounds like you have been against it from the very beginning, and you have to give it adequate consideration. You can't just say no up front. And as a result, the claimant was placed in an impossible position. Therefore, the tribunal found that she had been constructively dismissed by her employer because she was forced to resign when she was unable to continue working there without due consideration of her flexible working request. But the employer managed to actually break the law in a different way about the same request. So you see here in 7.4.1, the employer is saying job sharing is not an option, and we are not looking at any flexible working requests at the moment. So then look down at 7.4.3. So the tribunal is saying, well, if you're not open to any kind of job sharing or any kind of flexible working arrangements, then you are putting women in general at a disadvantage, which is called indirect sex discrimination. And if you're making an argument for indirect discrimination, this case is so perfect for going through each of the legal tests that you would need to pass. For example, showing the link, responding to the legitimate aims of the employer that could override your right to not be discriminated against. It's all here. And in the end, they conclude, look, you have focused completely on the risk of this without even considering any alternative arrangements, even though you have made some in other places, and it is not proportionate to not even consider a trial. So she won that claim as well. This is a perfect case to read over if you are struggling to get your employer to take your flexible working request seriously and you're looking for some backup.